Hello everyone, my name is Saurabh Singh and today I am going to teach about the bricks. As we all know, bricks is a very important construction material which we use in the construction work. And after watching this video, if you have any doubt, you can call on my this number which is given here, and you can also write an email on my email ID which is saurabh.singh@mygyanbihar.com. This lecture is going to be very important for all civil engineering students because brick is the basic material which we use for the construction work. Now come on the learning objective and learning outcome. And by this lecture, you will learn about the bricks and you will also learn about the masonry, building masonry, what kind of building masonry we use in the in this work. And this is going to be very important, and you will also learn how to use a brick and what is the properties of a brick. Now, so let's start our lecture. First, we will see what is the definition of a brick here. A brick is a rectangular in its shape of size that can be conventionally handled with one hand, and density of brick range varies between 2.5 to 2.8 gram per centimeter cube, and modulus of elasticity of brick is 5 to 30 Newton per mm square, and the size of brick is also given here, which is equal to 19 into 9 into 9 centimeter, or 19 into 9 into 4 centimeter. An indicant call from 1 to 2 centimeter deep is provided, and size of frog will be 10 into 4 into 1 centimeter. That is the basic knowledge of brick, and you need to understand, and you also need to learn what is the size of brick and what is the meaning of frog. You will also see in the next slides. Now we will see the ingredient of a good brick. As you can see here, ingredients, and second one is the given limits. First one is silica, which is between 50 to 60%, alumina, which is between 20 to 30%, lime is also here, which is 10%, and magnesia, which is uh, which is less than 1%, and there is also carbon dioxide with a very small percentage. These are the ingredient which is very important for the brick earth, and you also need to know what is the uses of these ingredient in the bricks and what role they play in the bricks. Now we will see the what is the function of the ingredients, like what is the work of silica, what is the work of alumina, what is the work of what is the work of lime, what is the work of iron oxide. These are the very important ingredient in the brick, and there is also some role of each ingredient which we will see here. First, we will see silica. It enables the brick to retain its shape, impart durability, and prevent the shrinkage and wrapping. Excess of silica makes brick brittle and weak on burning. Alumina, you can see, absorb water and render the clay plastic. If it is present in excess, it will produce a crack in a brick on the drying. And there is also lime, which reduce the shrinkage on drying and cause silica in clay melt on burning, thus helping the bind it. In carbonation, in carbonate from form, lime lowers the fusion point, and excess of lime causes the brick to melt and brick loses its shape. Now we will see what is the use of magnesia, which is given here. It affect the color and make the brick yellow in the burning. It cause the clay of soften at lower rate than the lime reduce the wrapping. Now we will see what is the work of lime. It gives the red color on burning when excess of oxygen is available, and dark brown or even black color when oxygen is available is insufficient. And however, excess of ferric oxide make the brick dark blue. And this was the work of the ingredient which is available in the earth brick. Now we will see the next classification of clay brick. How we will classify it? First, we will see here based on practical or practice. Clay brick are classified as a first class, second class, third class, and fourth class based on the physical and chemical properties. And what is the meaning of first class brick? We will also see first block brick, first clay bricks. It is generally used for the very high construction. Like when you are doing any important, you are doing the construction of any important member or important structure, where you can use the first class first class clay brick. You can also say it thoroughly burnt. As you can see, what is the meaning of first clay brick? Thoroughly burnt and are of deep red, cherry, or copper color. Surface should be smooth and rectangular with the parallel, sharp, and straight edges and square corner. It should be free from flaws, cracks, and stone, and it should have uniform texture. No immersion should be left on the brick when it is scratched on. Scratch is made by the fingernail. A metallic or ringing sound should become when two bricks are stuck against each other. Water absorption should be 12 to 15% of its dry weight when immersed in the cold water for 24 hours. The crushing strength should be not less than 10 Newton per mm square per meter square. These bricks recommended for the pointing exposed facework in the masonry structure, flooring, and reinforced brickwork. So, first class brick generally used in the work of pointing, and where we have to give the aesthetic view in the wall. On that places you can use the first class clay brick. Now we will see the second class brick. Are suppose second class brick are supposed to have same requirement as the first class brick, expect that small crack and distortions are permitted. A little higher water absorption of about 16 to 20% of its dry weight is allowed. The crushing strength should not be less than 7 Newton per mm square. These bricks are recommended for all important and unimportant masonry work and centering of reinforcement brick and reinforcement concrete structure. So come on the third class brick. These are burnt. They are soft light color producing a dull sound when stuck against each other. Water absorption is about 25% of a dry weight. It is used for building temporary structure. It is generally used for the temporary structure and where we do not need to maintain a very good strength on the structure. On that place, you can use the third class brick. Now come on the strength. On the basis of use, what is the basis of use? Common brick, facing brick, and engineering bricks. On the basis of finish, these are classified sand-faced brick, rustic brick. On the basis of manufacturing, handmade brick, and there is also machine-made brick. On the basis of burning, if you will talk about the classification of brick on the basis of burning, then it is classified into three parts: mm, pale brick and body brick and arch brick. On the basis of types: solid, perforated, hollow, and circular. These are the types of brick according to their uses. Now we will see what is the brick masonry. What is the definition of brick masonry? Brick masonry is made of brick unit bonded together with the mortar. Two essential components of brick masonry are therefore, as you can see, first one is a brick and second one is a mortar. Now what is the mortar? As you can see here, mortar act as a cementing material and unites the individual brick unit together to act as a homogeneous mass. Following types of mortar may be used in the brick masonry, like cement mortar, lime surkhi mortar, mud mortar, and lime cement mortar. These are the also types of a mortar. Now we will see the some essential feature of the bond which is given here, which is mentioned here. First one is alternative cuts will be shown, so either header or stretcher in the elevation. Every alternative header comes centrally over the joint between two stretcher in course below. In the stretcher course, the stretcher had a minimum length of 1 by 4th their length over header. There is no congestion of continuous joint. Wall of even multiple of half break present in the same appearance on the both faces. Thus, a coarse showing stretcher of the front face will be also shown the stretcher of the back face. Wall of odd multiple half brick will show the stretcher on one face and header of one face of other face. One face and header on the another face. The hurting of each of the thicker wall consists entirely of the header. At least every alternative transitive joint is continuous from the face to face. The header course should be never start with the queen closer as it will displaced. The queen closer should be placed just next to the queen header and queen closer are not required in the stretcher course. Since the number of vertical joints in the header course are twice the number of vertical joints in the stretcher course are joined in the header course are made thinner than the joints in the stretcher course. Now we will see the Flemish bond. What is the Flemish bond here? In these types of bond, each course is comprised of alternative header and stretcher. Every alternative course start with the header at the corner. Queen closer are placed next to queen header in the alternative course to develop the face flap. Every header is centrally supported over the structure below, which is known as Flemish bond is also divided into two parts, which is known as double Flemish bond and the single Flemish bond. In the double Flemish bond, each course presents in the same appearance both in the faces as well as the back faces. Alternative or alternate header and stretcher are laid into each course. Because of this, double Flemish bond present better appearance in the English better it present a better appearance than English bond. If you will use the Flemish bond in your wall, it will give the better appearance than English bond. Now this is the double Flemish bond. As you can see, this is your header, that is your header closer, and that will be your stretcher, header, and that is the elevation of double Flemish bond. There is also some special feature of double Flemish bond, which is mentioned here. Every course consists of header stretcher placed alternately. The facing of backing of the wall in each course have the same appearance. Queen closer are used next to queen header in every alternative course. In wall having thickness equal to odd multiple of half brick, half batt and three-quarter batts are amply used. For wall having thickness equal to even multiple of half brick, no bars are required. The header or structure will come out as the header or structure on the same course in the front as well as the back faces. Now you can see the double Flemish bond here. Now come on the single Flemish bond. What is the single Flemish bond? Single Flemish bond is comprised of double Flemish bond facing and English bond backing and hardening in each other course. This bond is used to for the strength for the English bond and however cheaper brick can be used for the backing and hardening of this bond. And comparison, there is also comparison between English bond and Flemish bond. This is also very important points which you need to know. English bond is stronger than Flemish bond for the wall thickness than 1 or 1 by 2 brick. Flemish bond give more pleasing appearance than the English bond. Broken brick can be used in the form of batt in the Flemish bond. However, more mortar is required. Construction with the Flemish bond require greater skill in the comparison to the English bond. Cement mortar are used to cement mortar and lime surki mortar are used to do the construction of all kind of structure. Mud mortar is also used for the low-rise building and which is carries light weight. Lime cement mortar known as the guard mortar and gauged mortar is made by the mixing of cement and lime. The advantages are increased water retainability, workability, bonding properties, and frost resistance. The mortar gives a good and smooth plaster finish. And the chief properties of hardened mortar are strength, development of a good bond with the building units, resistance to weathering, and those of green mortar mix are mobility, playability, and water retention. In addition, the mortar should be cheap and durable, and this should be not affect the durability of building units in contact. The joint made with the mortar should be developed crack. Now we will come on the some components of a brick which you can see here. First one is stretcher, second one is a header, and third one is a lab, and fourth one is prepend, and fifth one is a bed. First, we will see what is the definition and what is the meaning of stretcher. A stretcher is the longer face of a brick, 19 into 9 centimeter, as seen in the elevation of a wall. A course of brick in which bricks are laid as stretcher of facing of it's known as the stretcher course, or we also called it stretching course. Now we will see header. What is the header and how it looks? A header is the shorter face of a brick which is 9 centimeter into 9 centimeter. A course of brick which all the brick are laid as a header on the facing is known as the header course or heading course. And lap wall, what is the lap? We will see here. Lap is the horizontal distance between vertical joint of successive brick cores. And perpend is the imaginary vertical line which includes the vertical joint separating two adjoining brick. What is the bed? As you can see here, bed is the lower surface which is 19 centimeter into 9 centimeter of a brick when laid flat. And closer, it is a portion of a brick which cut made longitudinally and it is used to close a bond and end the course. A closer help to preventing joint successive course to the come vertical line. Closer may be various types defined below. Now you can see this is the image of a queen closer and that is your king closer. This is your king closer and it is cut from the middle of the brick and that is your king closer. It is diagonally cut on the corner and that is your B level B weld closer which is diagonally cut from the one side to another side of header and that is your butt. Now we will see what is the definition of queen closer. It is a portion of brick obtained by the cutting of brick lightwise into two portions, lengthwise into two portions. This queen closer is the brick which is half as wide as the full brick. This is also known as queen closer half. When queen closer is broken into two pieces, it is known as the queen closer quarter. Such closer is the thus brick piece which is one quarter of the brick size. That is your image of pin closure, which you can see here, and you can understand how pin closure can be made in the use, how pin closure can be taken in the use of construction activity. Now we will see king closer. What is the king closer? As you can see image, this is cut diagonally from one side to another side. From it is started from header and it is finished from the stretcher. Now you can see the definition of king closer. It is the portion of brick which is so cut that the wide of one it end for end is half that of a full brick, while the width at the other end is equal to the full width. It thus obtained by the cutting and triangulation piece between the center of one end and to center of another side. It is half header and half stretcher face. As you can see, this is your half stretcher face and this is your Sorry, this is your half header face and this is your half stretcher face. Now beveled closure, we will see what is the beveled closure. It is a spherical form of the king closure in which the whole length of brick is beveled in such a way that half width is maintained at the one end, as you can see, and full width maintained at the another end. Now Mitrate coal closure, this is turn of the mitrate closure. It is a portion of a brick whose one end cut splied on metered for a full width. The angle of splay may be from 40 degree to 60 degree. Thus, one longer face in metered closure is the full length of a brick, while other longer face is smaller length. As you can see the image of this. Now we will come on the bar. What is the bar? Everyone knows about the bar. This is the image of half bar. This is the image of three-quarter bar, and this is a beveled bar. Now we will see the definition of bar. It is the portion of a brick cut across the width. Thus, a bar smaller in the length than full brick. It is the length of the bar is equal to the half length of the original brick. It is known as the half bar. A three-quarter bar is one having its length equal to three-quarter of the length of full brick. If a bar has width beveled, it is known as beveled bar. Now we will see the bull nose. What is the bull nose and what is the splace in a brick? Bull nose, it is the special mold brick with the one edge rounded single bull nose, which is known as the single bull nose, as you can see the image of bull nose. And with two edge round double bull nose, it will if two edge the corner of brick will be rounded here also, it will call double bull nose. These are used in chopping or such positioning where rounded corners are performed to sharp rise and place. These are the special mounted brick which is often to use from the plane, splash stretcher and splash header. You can see the image of splash also. Now we will come on the very important what is the frog or kick. Frog is the indication or indentation in the face of the brick to form a key for the holding mortar. When frog is only one face, these types of brick use this frog is used for the binding of a course of that layer. Now we will see the bonds in a brickwork. What is the bond in a brickwork? Bond is the interlacement of brick formed when they are laced choose immediately below the above them. And these are the used in the form of the layer, and that will be maybe English bond, that may be Flemish bond, that may be also header bond or stretcher bond. Now we will see the types of bond here. First one is the stretcher bond, second one English bond, facing bond, brick on edge bond, racking bond, garden wall bond, header bond, Flemish bond, English cross bond, Dutch bond, and zigzag bond. Now we will see the stretcher bond here. It is the pattern is used only those walls which have thickness of half brick, such as those used in the partition wall, sleeper wall, division walls, or chimney stacks. The bond is not possible if the thickness of wall is more. As you can see, this is the image of stretcher bond, and you can see these are the stretcher face of a brick wall. That's why it is called as a stretcher bond. Now come on the header bond. Header bond is the one in which all brick are laid as the headers on the face of wall. The width of brick is thus along the direction of wall. The pattern is used only when the thickness of wall is equal to one brick. The overlap keep equal to half width. This achieved by the using of three-quarter brick bars in each alternate successive or course of queues. This bond does not have strength to transmit pressure into the direction of length of the wall. Such as such, it is unstable for the bonding bearing wall. Now we will see the English bond. This is the most common used bond for the wall thickness. This bond considered to be strongest. The bond consists alternate cores of header and stretcher. In this bond, vertical joints of header cores come over to each other. Similarly, the vertical joint of stretcher cores also over each other. In order to break the vertical joint in the successive cores, it is essential to place pin closure after the first header in each header course. Also, only header are used for the heightening of thickness of wall. This is the image of header bond. Now we will see the some essential feature of the bond which is given here, which is mentioned here. First one is alternative cuts will be shown either header or stretcher in the elevation. Every alternative header come centrally over the joint between two stretcher in course below. In the stretcher course, the stretcher had a minimum length of 1 by 4th their length over header. There is no congestion of continuous joint. Wall of even multiple of half break present in the same appearance on the both faces. Thus, a course showing stretcher of the front face will be also shown the stretcher of the back face. Wall of odd multiple half brick will show the stretcher on one face and header of one face of other face. One face and header on the another face. The heading of each of the thicker wall consists entirely of the header. At least every alternative transitive joint is continuous from the face of the face to face. The header course should be never start with the queen closer as it will displaced. The queen closer should be placed just next to the queen header and queen closer are not required in the stretcher course. Since the number of vertical joints in the header course are twice the number of vertical joints in the stretcher course are joined in the header course are made thinner than the joints in the stretcher course. Now we will see the Flemish bond. What is the Flemish bond here? In these types of bond, each course is comprised of alternative header and stretcher. Every alternative course start with the header at the corner. Queen closer are placed next to queen header in the alternative course to develop the face flap. Every header is centrally support over the structure below, which is known as Flemish bond is also divided into two parts, which is known as double Flemish bond and a single Flemish bond. In the double Flemish bond, each course presents in the same appearance both in the faces as well as the back faces. Alternative or alternate header and stretcher are laid into each course. Because of this, double Flemish bond present better appearance in the English better it present a better appearance than English bond. If you will use the Flemish bond in your wall, it will give the better appearance than English bond. Now this is the double Flemish bond. As you can see, this is your header, that is your closer, header closer, and that will be your stretcher, header, and that is the elevation of double Flemish bond. There is also some special feature of double Flemish bond, which is mentioned here. Every course consists of header stretcher placed alternately. The facing of backing of the wall in each course have the same appearance. Queen closer are used next to queen header in every alternative course. In wall having thickness equal to odd multiple of half brick, half batt and three-quarter batts are amply used. For wall having thickness equal to even multiple of half brick, no bars are required. The header or structure will come out as the header or structure on the same course in the front. as well as the back faces. Now you can see the double flame is bond here. Now come on the single flame is bond. What is the single flame is bond? Single flame is bond is comprised of double flame is bond facing and English bond backing and hardening in each other course. This bond is used to for the strength for the English bond, and however cheaper brick can be used for the backing and hardening of this bond. And comparison, there is also comparison between English bond and Flemish bond. This is also very important points which you need to know. English bond is stronger than Flemish bond for the wall thickness than 1 or 1 by 2 brick. Flemish bond give more pleasing appearance than the English bond. Broken brick can be used in the form of bar in the Flemish bond. However, more mortar is required. Construction with the Flemish bond require greater skill in the comparison to the English bond. Now we will see reinforced masonry. What is the reinforced masonry? Reinforced brick work is the one of the which the brick masonry is strengthened by the provision of mild steel flats, hoop iron, expanded mesh, or bars. It is adopted or used in the following circumstances: when the brickwork has bare tensile and shear stresses, when it is required to increase the longitudinal bond, when the brick is supported on the soil which is susceptible to the large settlement, when brickwork is supposed to act as a beam on the lintel over the opening, when the brickwork is to resist the lateral load such as the retaining wall, etc. When brickwork is carries heavy compressive load, when brickwork is used for the seismic area since it can be also resist the lateral load. So this was the uses of a reinforced brick. A reinforced brick work uses first-class brick with the high compressive strength. Then cement mortar is used to embed the reinforcement. The reinforcing material may be hoop steel bar or mild steel bar, or it can also be mild steel flat bar. And fourth one may be expanded metal. The reinforcement is laid either horizontal or vertical. Now you can see this is your reinforcement in the horizontal direction, and which is known as horizontal reinforcement. Horizontal reinforcement for wall consisting either wrought iron flat bar known as the hoop iron, and it is also known as the steel mesh. Figure shows the hoop iron reinforcement for a brick wall. Generally, two strips of hoop iron are used per header brick or one hoop iron per stretcher brick. Example, one stand for the hoop iron for each half brick thickness of wall. This is the image of horizontal reinforcement where we are using hoop iron reinforcement. Mild steel flats may be also used in the place of hoop iron. It is usually to reinforce every 6 cores, and it also provides protection against the dust provided by the deepening of the bar is hot tar. These are the ones sudden to increase the adhesion on the mortar. As you can see here, there is a mesh of steel, and we also laid some tar due to the protection of the rusting here. Another form of horizontal reinforcement which is more commonly used is the provision of steel mesh strip called steamed expanded metal. It provides the every third course. Size available are, as you can see, width 65 mm, 178 mm, and 230 to 305 mm with the thickness of 0.6 mm, 0.8 mm, or 1 mm bar, and it also prevents the corrosion. The metal in the coil form is coated with the oil, then dipped into the asphaltum paint. Cement mortar is the first troweled on the bed and the extreme to collide in the press of the down. And it can be used in this manner as you can see in this image. Now we will see the horizontal reinforcement, and horizontal reinforcement is also used for the brick inlet lintels. As you can see here, it is using for the brick lintels. Now we will see the vertical reinforcement, how we will provide vertical reinforcement in the wall with the brick. Vertical reinforcement in the form of mild bar is provided in the brick column, brick wall, and brick retaining wall. In such circumstances, special brick with the one or two hole extending up to the face are used. As you can see here, there are reinforcement which is crossing the brick course, and there will be some special brick where will be some hole, as you can see this image. In all type reinforced brickwork, the essential to embed the steel reinforcement in rich cement mortar. Usually, the ratio of mortar will be equal to 1:3 with the proper cover. That reinforcement is not corrode. Corrosion will be result in the expansion of the joint, and the bricks should also be high quality, posing the high compressive strength so that optimum use made of all material. Now we will see the MCQs, and there is first question. Which one of the following ingredient of brick earth enable the brick retain its shape? So here is the option is given: alumina, magnesia, iron, silica, and here you can see your right answer will be here D. D will be your right answer. Now we knows which we knows the silica which retain the brick shape and enable to brick to retain its shape due to the silica. That's why there will be silica will be your right answer, and right answer is here D. Come on the next question. The axis of silica in brick earth result. What is the what will be the effect of axis of silica in a earth brick? What will be happen? First option is given here: very light brick, very heavy brick, loss of cohesion, and none of these. And here right answer will be your C. That will be your right answer. Means loss of cohesion. If silica will increase in the earth brick, there will be loss in the cohesion. Come on, the next question. Next question is third. Lime is mixed with the brick earth too. What is the role of lime here? First option is given: impart plasticity, increase the permeability, increase durability, prevent the shrinkage. Let's see what will be here. Right answer. Right answer here will be D, which will prevent the shrinkage. Lime generally prevent the shrinkage in the brick, and that is the use of lime. Now come on the next question. Which of the following impart red color in the brick into the brick? And here option is given: a silica, iron oxide, lime, magnesia. As we know, iron oxide gives the or impart the color in a brick. And here right answer will be your um, B, iron oxide. Iron oxide provide the color or it impart the color in your brick. And here right answer will be iron oxide. Come on the next question. Alumina in brick earth gives the bricks. What is the work of alumina in the earth brick? You will see here. Resistance to shrinkage. B option is plasticity. C option is given color. And D option is given strength. Let's see what will be the right answer. Right answer will be B. Means alumina provide the plasticity in the brick earth, and there your right answer will be plasticity. Now come on the next question. Efflorescence of brick is due to what is the reason here? Soluble salt present in the clay for making brick, high porosity of brick, high silt contain any brick earth and excessive burning of clay. Let's see what will be the right answer here. Here right answer will be soluble salt present in a clay for making brick. Efflorescence will be happen due to soluble salt which is present in the clay for making a brick. Now come on the next question. The position of brick cut from angle other than right angle in the plan is known as. What will be the right answer here? Option is given queen closer, scanity closer and king closer. And here right answer will be your scanity closer. That will be your right answer. Now come on the next question. The size of standard modular brick is. This is a very important question, and this question had been asked in many government exams. So you need to remember what is the size of standard modular brick. And so if anybody will ask to you what is the size of standard modular brick, you can answer it. It is 20 centimeter into 10 centimeter into say 10 centimeter. Oh, sorry. It is 19 into 9 into 9 centimeter. That will be your right answer. And 20 into 10 into 10, it is the size of standard brick. That is the size of standard brick. Now come on the next question. The modulus of rupture of a good brick should be about in it is unit is given Newton per mm square. Let's see what will be the right answer here. Right answer will be 2.5 Newton per mm square. The modulus of rupture of a good brick should be 2.5 Newton per mm square. This is also very important question, and you need to remember what is the rupture, what is the modulus of rupture of a good brick, and you can also say it what is the modulus of rupture of a first class brick. It will be equal to 2.5 Newton per mm square. Now come on the 10th question. When brick is cut into two levels along its length on one of portion of its known as metered closure, queen closure, king closure, and chronica closure. Here, your right answer will be queen closure. King closure will be right answer. Now come on the next question. Consider the following statement. And that is not question your question, and this was all about the today's MCQs. And now this is the time to give the reference. There is also two book which is known as, first one is known as Building Construction, which is written by the VC Pramia. Second one is Civil Engineering Material, which is written by the Professor Singh. And today we covered brick masonry, and we covered also what is the size and what is the ingredient of brick and what is the types of brick is available in the market and how they can be used in the construction. And this was very important video. If you are a civil engineer, you should know what is the basics of a brick masonry and what is the size, what is the bond, and what are the types of brick components like we today saw, queen closer, king closer, and half the these are the components of brick which we used during the construction of a wall or column where we can use these bricks. Thank you for watching this video.